Knowing when to raise your prices is important if you want a business by design. By design, I mean one where you can put your family first and make a viable income. Hey, I'm Sarah Petty. I'm founder and photographer at one of the most profitable photography businesses in the United States. And I am so passionate about helping photographers take their cameras, make money, but also be able to put their family first. You shouldn't have to choose. Raising prices is such a scary thing. I remember when I started my photography business, I sat and stressed over it, and I'd think about it, and I'd in my mind play these little games where I'd justify, okay, I'm gonna raise it $10 more on this particular product. And I'd wake up literally in the night and go, no, I need to go down $3, so $7, raising it. Like I'm having this conversation and it wasn't even the right conversation to be having because I had no idea. I was guessing, I didn't understand pricing and I was so frustrated about it. And so I went on a journey, an adventure to figure out what pricing needed to look like for me to be in business. And it was hard and it was scary, but I wanted to understand it. So hopefully today I can give you some clarity on the whole pricing rigmarole because you do have to charge to make money as a photographer. You just do. Okay, the first thing I want to share is that it's not about pricing necessarily. The first thing you want to consider is your business model. I know that sounds like such a big complex conversation, but it's really not. Do you want to sell a lot of digital files for a little amount of money? Or do you want to sell fewer beautiful large wall portraits for a lot of money? They're two different business models. At the end of the day, they could make the same amount of money, but this one doesn't allow you to put your family first because you're working all the time. If you're selling $200 at a time, the more clients you get, the more you're working. Every night, I remember it was me. I was putting my kids to bed and then I was going in and I was working, I was retouching, editing, and it was not fun. So then I was starting to get angry about my business and frustrated, and we didn't have extra money. We were living on 2 incomes and we lived frugally, but when you go from 2 people with 2 incomes, we had twins, and I left my career and I was starting my little photo business. So we went then to 4 people on 1 income. That math doesn't work very well. And so I realized I needed to make some money. So as I was figuring out this boutique model, I realized that, and this may sound crazy, so literally just think about it a second. I realized that you can literally charge anything you want as long as people see the value. Would you agree? Because think about it. If you were getting married and you were skydiving out of an airplane and I was gonna skydive out of another airplane and do photos the whole way down, or maybe there were 6 of us skydiving, don't you think we could charge a lot for our photography services? Yeah. More than someone who's gonna go to the park with you Wednesday at 2 o'clock and chase your child around and take photos. In the mind of the consumer, potentially, that's worth more. So the question, I think, shouldn't be, what do I charge? It's what do I wanna charge and how can I create so much value that people are so excited to pay that? Because I don't like the business model where I give it all away for a couple $100. That doesn't serve any of us because people don't know how to color correct and edit, manage exposure. You're sending them home to do that work themselves, and I don't think that serves the client. I think part of what goes into this too is looking at how much time you're spending. And I know it's the M word, right? Math. Yeah, you didn't like math probably in school. But math can be fun when it's adding numbers to your checkbook, right? You know what I'm talking about. So when you start understanding what goes into your photography business and where the profit comes in, there are simple formulas. It's not as hard as you think, but you've got to understand those numbers. Otherwise, you're guessing. So if you're guessing, ask yourself, why am I guessing? Someone else has figured this out. I need to not be guessing. I need to see who's figured it out, and I need to learn from that person. No matter what your model is, pick your model, then pick your mentor in that order. Number 2, once you've figured that out, you can focus on creating the value. So I'm always looking at how can I create more value? And if you're saying, but what is value? Value is one of those starchy marketing terms, I know, that starts to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, right? Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, good grief.
But no, value just means I see this as worth giving more money for than to have it than to not have it. right? I feel like a trade for my money for this thing, whatever it is, I think it's worth it. That's what value is. So how can I value stack and add more and more and more things to make it worth more? And it's not just the paper that it's printed on. We know we use Pro Labs. I use White House Custom Color. I love them. Jot that down if you don't have a Pro Lab, WHCC.com. I've been with them for, 15 years. I love them. But at the end of the day, we want to charge more than that. So we've got to get our value up. So I look at the entire system. I always say if you serve hard, you can sell easy, right? We create a system where we serve, and the sales happen. Clients are begging for more. There's no pushy, yucky, salesy because we take care of them and we hold their hand through the entire system, from figuring out what they want to figuring out in the session what I'm going to photograph that I know they want, having the session, and then sitting down with them to help them place their order. A lot of people call it IPS, in-person sales. I like to call it boutique in-person sales because in-person sales and boutique are not the same thing. In-person selling, the way we do it, is part of boutique, but it's so much more because of all the things that happen before that. This means not putting images online or sending them home with digital files to look and get overwhelmed. They can screenshot and post them on social media, and then they're not interested anymore because they're distracted by life. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but we're all that way. We're excited for the images, and once we see them, we get overwhelmed, we can't make a decision, and then it becomes something on our to-do list. That doesn't serve your clients to put it on their to-do list. We want it on their done list so there's big, beautiful artwork in their homes. That's what we want. Big, beautiful artwork in their homes. And listen, if you like what you're hearing, click down to the resource section. I'm gonna stick some free resources in there to help you. We are here to help you. That is my passion. Another way you can establish value is through a better marketing system. Okay, once you figure out your model, we don't market the same way with mini sessions and deep discounts or Groupon. Kill me now, please don't do Groupon. The salespeople tell you, oh, you're gonna attract all these people with cheap or free, and they're gonna love it, and they're gonna come back and pay full price. It doesn't work that way. It never has. I was a marketing director at an ad agency. We worked with clients all the time who had been burned by those types of things, and then you're devalued in the mind of the consumer, and you've attracted what we call Freeple cheapo people. I learned this from one of my mentors. Freeple cheapo people, right? They're the ones who want everything for cheap or for free, and no, it's not okay. Those are the hardest customers to serve because they want everything for cheap and free and they don't value the extras. So when you do the extras, they don't even care. They can go to the commodity photographer that's charging $200. And look, if you're watching this and you're saying to yourself, but you know what, I just like to do photography, I want to be affordable to everyone, and I just want to give away the digital files, that's cool. I'm not the mentor for you, and I cheer for you because there's someone for everyone. I want everyone to have photography, but I choose to work with people who want big, beautiful artwork in their homes so they can decorate their homes. And look, I'm in a cornfield in central Illinois, so don't tell yourself that, oh, my market, no one wants that. I thought that too. And then I went out and I learned and I created a system that serves my clients in a way that they're giddy about the artwork. Don't you want giddy clients? Yeah, you want giddy clients, not Freeple cheapo people. Totally different thing. So better marketing helps you attract better clients. They come in, I always say it like this, they come into the top of your business excited to invest in things and upgrade to the beautiful custom framing and have all the extra bells and whistles. I teach 13 different marketing activities in my coaching program for my photography students to know how to get these right fit clients. And it's not discounting or mini sessions, it's about partnering up, building relationships. I teach them how to actually talk to people. I think that's the misperception about marketing, that marketing magically does it for you. No, marketing's job is to make the phone ring or generate the lead or get the conversation started. You still have to talk to people to tell them what makes you different, to educate them on your business. And if you don't know what to say to them, that's when you panic and get scared. And I think that's why photographers, so many just want to put an online gallery so they don't have to talk about it or handle any kind of conflict or what if people don't like them or aren't happy. It doesn't work that way. They're so much happier when you sit with them and you say, oh my gosh, I thought this would be cool here and this one over the mantle, and you hold their hand. It takes away all the fear. And that's when it gets really fun. It really does. It gets really fun. Number 4, create an experience that keeps clients coming back for more. If you go to a beautiful restaurant that has a table with a view with your family to celebrate a birthday, aren't you planning to enjoy the experience of it? A lot of times you're talking about, oh, we had a glass of wine and Bobby told this whole story about their camping trip, and then we laughed and we reminisced about this and we did that and this, and that's the fun. That's the fun of the experience. If you've seen Napoleon Dynamite where she lines the boy up and tilt this way, tilt that way, picture that you're a sea urchin or something and he goes like this. And she was done. One photo. No, this whole experience should be magical. I had a client who came in, he was a dentist and he had 7 kids. Yes, because there were 9 of them. We did this big collection for their dining room, but we didn't know this during this session. At the end, we have a treasure chest. We give little trinkets to the younger kiddos. And their youngest child was done with this session. He said, I'm done. And we said, okay, hey buddy, here's your treasure. And in there was a mustache, one last mustache, and he put it on and he said, take my picture. So we went in reverse order through the whole family, everyone laughing, putting the mustache on, and it was hilarious. Told the story of the family. One boy put it on as a unibrow and one raised his eyebrow very suspiciously. And the oldest sister by the end was cracking up laughing because there was no sticky left. It was like hanging on, barely, which was so funny because I'm sure that's what happens in the family. She helps all the little kids go through the buffet and she gets the, one bite of this and one bite of that. She missed all the brownies because the little kids took them. So it really told their family story. When the dad came to pick up this art, which they ordered large for their dining room, he said that was more fun than Disney. More fun than going to Disney to see the mouse? Because you know what it costs to go to Disney. Have you ever gone to Disney? It is not inexpensive. So that's value. He valued that experience as much as going to Disney. So in his mind, it was worth every penny that he invested in it, which was pretty cool. And last, follow a proven system. I know it's cliche, but why reinvent the wheel? The wheel is round to get motion, right? When we try to invent it ourselves from a square, we start hammering on each side and we start moving, but it's clunky and it's painful and it doesn't look easy and it doesn't feel easy. When you start with a round wheel, it is a lot easier. Is it ever super easy? No, it's not meant to be. Because if it were easy, everyone would do it. And then you would have 10 times more competitors. It's easy to be a photographer when you give it all away. But once you start creating an experience that's worth more, that has more value, you can attract the right clients into your business. You can have fewer, better clients, have fun doing it, have them love you, gush on you, have a blast, and make a living with it. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be amazing? It is amazing. I know you can do that. If you're dreaming of it, you are in the right place. Because most photographers don't want to do the work of learning how to do it. They just want to take pretty pictures. You can do both. Either way, we have a system from A to Z of how to run a profitable photography business. It's proven, it works. Hit the link in the resources if you want to know more about it, and I'll see you soon.